All right, here we go. And this story in this video is going to tell us a lot. This is the first video we're seeing on Venice Beach, Florida. That's a barrier island. In a moment here, you'll see a gentleman, looks like a member of the local fire department, rolling down the street in a golf cart. And if you look at the homes off to his left, you can get a sense now. Here's the video. Go ahead and roll it, guys, out of New York. You can get a sense of the homes and how much damage they took on. Remember, there was storm surge of about 8 to 10 feet high. And you think about what happens there when you've got the ocean sitting in your neighborhood for several hours at a time. And on top of that, you've got the wind pushing the waves on top of the water. And that's really the destructive aspect of the storm when it comes to the foundations and the structures of homes, businesses, and buildings. All right, this is Tampa right now. If we get a moment, guys, show us the video of the gentleman in the golf cart rolling down the street. I think it's very telling because it's the first time we've had an opportunity to see some of these barrier islands. As we wait on that, Robert Carruthers, Major General, Florida National Guard, with me. And General, thank you for your time. I may have to interrupt you because I'm looking at something that I have seen for the first time now. Guys, this is a live picture from Venice, Florida now. And General, I don't know if you can see our screen from where you are, but this is, wow, you see the sand that has been built up on the side. And to me, that might be debris and other such that was left over from Helene 2 weeks ago today. And then you've got probably new structural damage, as you saw in that yellow home a moment ago, and the white home that was 3 doors down from there. So, General, give us your assessment as we watch these images for the first time.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me on. So as the storm passes, we have over 10,000 guardsmen on site or moving into the site. It is a historic mobilization. Over 3,000 of those are coming from more than 20 other states. Tremendous support from around the country for Florida, and we appreciate that. So we put over 6,000 guardsmen along with the first responders into the impact zone prior to the storm, and so that we could get out at first light as soon as the winds go below hurricane force winds to help start the search and rescue and doing the assessments. And so what you see there obviously is a lot of destruction, but it comes on the heels of Helene. And as you said, we were in the process of cleaning up Helene when Milton came. So it's probably got a combination of both what you see the destruction. But currently, as I said, we have over 6,000, close to 7,000 now guardsmen on scene, another 3,000 plus coming to help. We have 31 helicopters that were just to the north and south of the impact areas, staged and ready to go. And now that the winds have died down enough, they're filling in behind from the north and south to assist the search and rescue. And so currently they're doing those search and rescues now. That'll go on until the local authorities decide they don't need to do it. They actually did do a few overnight in the middle of the storm, particularly because of the hurricanes or the tornadoes.
Okay, sir, I just want to issue a bit of a clarification to our viewers at home. A lot of this video is coming in hot here. What you just saw there on the golf cart, where all that sand led out to a singular structure, that home, that was Bradenton Beach. Bradenton is on the south side leading into the Bay of Tampa. And General, I got to tell you, the initial assessment here is bad. I'm looking at some of these homes, and there is extensive damage, sir.
Yep. Again, the assessment is ongoing now, but most importantly, we're focused on search and rescue to make sure we identify and get everybody out that had remained. And then in parallel with that, they'll start doing damage assessments and moving normally about 72 hours after search and rescue is completed. We move into a recovery mode, and we assist the state and the local authorities in the recovery. And as I've said, there is, as you see, extensive damage. A lot of the sand had already been pushed because of the previous storm. We did do the state, along with the Guard, assisting them, did a tremendous effort, really going 24/7 just prior to the storm to try and move as much debris and sand from Helene away as possible, so it didn't become, it didn't make the effects worse. particularly the debris that could be launched by the hurricane force winds. And again, it was heroic efforts on part of the state and all those folks who were moving that debris right up until the hurricane force winds started coming in.
Yeah, General, just so our viewers know, if you see like a refrigerator in the road, that's not from overnight. That's from Helene 2 weeks ago. I think it's safe to say that. And a lot of that debris was taken away. It was a major priority in Florida, but it takes a long time to get this stuff out of the street. And when you consider the span of that storm 2 weeks ago, how much debris had to be cleared. You didn't get to all of it, but you certainly tried. Have you been able to get an assessment from the air thus far today? And if so, what have they told you?
I have not personally gone up in the air, but we do have, as I said, we have 31 National Guard helicopters available. They are launching now. They are in the air, along with many of the state's law enforcement helicopters. There's Coast Guard. There's many agencies all in the air. It is a very coordinated effort at the state to get all those aircraft in the air. And they're currently, again, are focused on search and rescue immediately. They do assessments, damage assessments in parallel when they can. But those assessments will come a little bit later as they're focused on the search and rescue. Now that the aircraft can get in the air, now that the storm has passed and the winds allow it. So, like your assessment, obviously there's a lot of damage, but it would be hard at this point to categorize it.
Yeah, General, you know, there's a lot of curious folks wondering how their homes are doing today. And they're going to be very anxious to get back and have a look. When do you think it's safe?
Well, as you heard the governor say, we're not going to prevent folks from coming in home. What we do ask is people pay attention what the local law enforcement agencies say, and that it is safe. That's our primary focus, is that it's safe. So we're looking at clearing the roads that are down. Obviously, there will be a lot of trees and power lines down, so we have to clear those first. Do the assessments on any structural damage, particularly on bridges. And so once those are clear, folks will be welcome to come back into home and start to clean up and run assessments.
General, thank you so much for your time. Get back to work, okay? Great source of information. Major General Robert Carruthers there, Florida National Guard. Let's get a break. A lot more video, live images coming in right now here on America's Newsroom.